Hey everyone, it's time to FS and chill, and this video we're going to be going over week 4 and week 5 of the public test server for the patch notes regarding Waking Flame DLC, otherwise known as Update 31. I haven't done a week 4 PTS review last week or this past week because I did go on a quick vacation and now I'm back. Expect probably at least 6 to 8 videos covering other aspects of Waking Flame. Probably releasing this week. There's a few more things to talk about or analyze in regards to the next patch. And at this point, I think it's safe to say whatever we read here on week 4 and week 5 is pretty much set in stone for release unless they drastically change a few things for the launch of Update 31, which can happen. So we'll see how that goes. Anyway, let's start with the week 4 PTS patch notes review. And this is in regards to I think there were a couple changes or buffs, nerfs, and so forth to the content coming out. I really do enjoy the new content coming out, actually. And this is because they're making it so healers are pretty much incentivized to actually heal and not just have a third DPS slot. And I really enjoyed Red Petal Bastion, and although you can do this without a healer, there are some parts of it that can prove difficult for probably the majority of the player base. For the Dread Seller, I would highly recommend healer. I think it just makes it so much easier and so much faster. I just think the way they're designing the content now, and I've kind of discussed this in a previous video where I asked or put forth the prompt, why are healers not wanted or really needed in ESO? And as negative as that may sound, or as poorly as people received it, it is true. A lot of people do 3 DPS 1 tank compositions for 4 main content, all the way up to even the most recent DLC dungeons. And the way they designed these 2 dungeons, in particular Dread Cellar, I think is the way to go. It's a very complex matter when we're talking about, I think, the interactions between not just the combat balance, but also the interactions between the combat balance and the content balance and power creep. And I think this is pretty much going to be the only answer that the devs can give. Design the content in such a way that healers are needed. And we kind of saw glimpses of this in the Stone Garden hard mode, or even some instances of Castle Thorn hard mode, where having a healer is really nice. But I think they're definitely being much more aggressive with this kind of new direction or new philosophy of the content. I'm actually pretty excited to see where they can go in the future with some of these ideas and concepts they're introducing with these dungeons. But anyway, if you guys need a dungeon guide for hard modes and secret bosses for both these dungeons, they both have secret bosses. I've made videos and written guides for the dungeons already. You can see on the ESO University website or the YouTube channel here. We also do see a few itemization changes. I think this has been talked a lot about a lot in the ESO University Discord. Diamond's Victory. This set now better follows its statement of requiring an ability cast, and as such will no longer trigger from core combat skills such as light attacks or bash. So for those of you who may not know, Diamond's Victory is a really useful craftable set. It's very rare that a craftable set is actually useful, so much so that you can get like 110k DPS using Diamond's Victory on the dummy, or you can definitely up your parses in actual raids. And there's a lot of factors as to why it's so good. And Cabs 12, if you guys remember, made a list of the things that will affect or will proc melee and range supremacy for Diamond's Victory, as shown here. This will probably have to be updated since it no longer works on light attack or bashing the air. It is a nerf to the set when it comes to certain classes, like maybe Max Swords will have to use Alley Weapon rather than Crystal Fragments. Magplars will have to come up with something else, I guess. It's still fine for Magic Necromancer and stuff like that. So I think it's going to be more class specific, more so than it is going to be just, oh, we're not going to use this set anymore. So I wouldn't just get rid of the set just yet, in case you have specific classes that really synergizes well with this set. But yes, it's definitely, I can see why they had to change it in regards to this. And I think I've heard of a lot of bugs with the set where you can actually do other things that aren't intended, especially in either PvE or PvP. Let's see, this change was done to fix multiple workarounds where you could get stacks of the set's bonus without incurring a cost or gameplay pattern change when its power is built around such. Okay. We also do see some issue fixes with the Gravestake Collector set. More issue fixes with Rush of Agony, Risky Gourmet, Dark Convergence. They buffed the heck out of the set. And the reasoning is because there's a delay in the proccing of the set. Players can easily walk out of it without investing in a roll dodge or ability. So they increased the snare of Dark Convergence to 60%, up from 30%. They even increased the damage of the proc set by approximately 83%, and they even reduced the cooldown. So this is going to be a very interesting set. I think a lot of people have been testing it on PTS through dueling, and it can be apparently quite nasty. So we'll see how this set actually performs in on the actual PvP servers on live. And here we have a very interesting change to Yanderis Might. It is a set that drops from Kind's Aegis, and it is one of the very few sets that initially were well received and also pretty useful for instances of PvE or PvP for stamina damage specs. And they basically fixed an issue where the weapon damage from Giant's Endurance did not apply to your abilities. They also kind of nerfed the set quite heavily because of the fix, because now it grants Giant's Endurance for 5 seconds per stack rather than indefinitely. So this kind of means, yeah, sure, while you can probably front bar it and do maybe some other things with it, it just isn't as strong as before. It certainly isn't as strong as other sets that you can front bar for either PvE or PvP, especially when compared to you know other item sets and such as Bash Run 2-hander or whatever, or AY. It's probably not going to be used really anymore, or even looked at by a lot of theory crafters or PvEers or PvPers. So, hopefully before launch or at launch, they kind of look at the duration of Giant's Endurance. But I do again find it interesting that you can like front bar or back bar it, because you don't really need the 5 pieces active to have these stacks, but the 5 seconds per stack definitely kills the set in my opinion. But anyway, we got some more fixes and stuff, so not a lot. I mean, typically there isn't too much after week 3 or week 4 PTS patch notes. I'm not really expecting too much from PTS week 5. So this is the final PTS patch notes before Waking Flame is going live on August 23rd. So a couple weeks from now, we'll have Waking Flame available at least on PC, and then a week after that, I think it's Xbox and PS4 or PlayStation. Excuse me. Not a lot of changes I can tell already. I mean, look at the scroll bar. It's not a very long patch note. We do see some updates to the content. Warden, Emerald Moss fixed an issue where certain green balance abilities are not counting towards this passive bonus. AoE visual adjusted for Dark Convergence. And that's really pretty much it. Again, week 5, not really a lot. So next week is going to be the Stadia certification week, so where they kind of prepare everything for Stadia as well, since ESO is also available on Stadia. And then after next week, it's going to be Waking Flame Update 31. And in conclusion, as to what my thoughts are in regards to the next patch, I think we're going to start seeing a lot of interesting things happen. I think we're going to see the awakening or the waking stam for raiding. Stam compositions will probably have an impact in the near future. just like their Magic counterparts. I think, sure, they advertise the next patch as a series of a lot of small changes rather than big ones. But at the same time, these series of small changes, including the addition of new champion points and so forth, are going to kind of lead to an avalanche, I think. And that's, I think, not really their fault. It's just kind of a consequence at this point, not of their own design. And it's just kind of, we'll see how this goes. And yeah, that's pretty much it for this video. Let me know what you guys think. I think probably the most noteworthy changes were honestly the changes to A Diamond's Victory and Yanderis. And of course the big buff to dark conversions. And again, we'll see how this all pans out. And again, I will be posting the last of my PTS videos, probably about 6, 8, maybe 10 at most, depending on how important I may think certain things are for you to know. Otherwise, I will leave the links for the forum patch notes down in the description below. Thanks for watching. Appreciate you guys liking, watching, subscribing, or disliking, and commenting. And I hope you guys have had a good past weekend, and I hope you guys are having a great week. Thanks for watching. Thanks for enough and chilling. Stay safe, and see you guys next time.